Hi, Hollyw, Kabbalah Guru. Welcome back to my channel. A lot of good things going on. I think a lot of things are going on behind the scenes. We're in a kind of a strange in-between thing, and we're talking about Moses coming to Pharaoh. This is a very big time. We're talking about the first seven plagues, reaching, fighting against Egypt, about God, about Havaya, about God presenting himself on a higher level above nature, talking about the quantum financial system, talking about Nesara, talking about this great reset. I believe it's all happening. Could it be on could it happen on January 7th when Trump makes his speech? I believe something's going down, and there's a lot of silence out there, so I'm thinking that everything is about to click into place. I believe the White Hats have been setting this up for many, many years, and it's just a matter of, like, the Starlink system is up, everything is ready to go, we're just going to kick into action. I'm going to show you how Torah supports this view. Please like and subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell. Please send, if you could, send some money by PayPal, a little bit helps. And let's rock. Just want to remind everyone before I get started, though, I will be doing my Torah, Tanya coffee share at 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, Sunday to Friday. So please join us there. Also on Wednesday night, we'll be doing a broadcast. I'm going to post everything on my old channel, and hopefully you'll come to my new channel. All right, so let's look at the news. Let's look at what's going on. We're in Parshas Bo, which means God appeared. God appeared in a different way than he appeared to the fathers, to the original Jewish people, to Jacob, Abraham, and Isaac. He appears now to Moses using the name Havaya, which is the four-letter name of God, which is God as he appears above nature. This is godly what's going on right now. There's no rhyme or reason. None of this makes any earthly sense. And I think that the best way to view this is from a long-term view. When I looked at XRP this morning, it looks like it's going down. It went from like 90 to 80 something. It looks like, this is a terrible thing. Oh my gosh, But then if I look on the 5-year scale, it's clearly going up. And that's the way we have to look at these things over time. I believe that there are two calendars. I'm not familiar with the Gregorian calendar and all this stuff, but apparently there's a way to look at it so that the big holiday falls out on the 6th or 7th of January, and that's when our friend Mr. T is going to make his speech. So a lot is going on. I'm looking at the report that I saw in one of my news channels that all the mainstream news stations are going down dramatically. The percentage of viewers is dropping like mad. And I believe that our friend Mr. T has, we have an investment company. I've actually put a few dollars into it to buy up some of these companies and really infiltrate, take over from the inside, and have the Main Street News really giving real news, which would be a tremendously refreshing change. But let's just go through a little bit about Nesara, just to give us, because we're in a dark winter right now, and I believe we're about to cross the Delaware. By the way, there's a great story, you could check it up online, but there's a great story that the night before Washington and his troops went in to cross the Delaware, that he was checking out his troops, and apparently he had to have guards around all his troops so that nobody ran away, and he wanted to keep the information safe, which is exactly what's happening now. The information is safe. There are no leaks. But he went out amongst his troop, and what did he find? He found a guy who was lighting a candle, and he's like, "What are you doing?" I've told this story before. He said, "We're Jewish, and it's Hanukkah." This is, I guess, in that year, the Hanukkah fell out right when on the eve of the non-Jewish holiday. So he was lighting a candle, and he says, "We've been doing this for thousands of years. We've been lighting a candle. It's a sign of hope. It's a sign of victory of the few over the many, over the weak, over the strong. And Washington was greatly revived by hearing what this Jewish guy had to say. And I think later, after the war, he gave this man a big award. He came to his house, or he sent one of his messengers to give him some kind of special commendation for having lighting the candle. And that's really what we need to do right now. We all need to light the candles. We all need to be beacons of light. It's a very dark time right now. Nobody knows what's going on. I mean, my job is, they told me to leave because I didn't want to get the medical treatment, and I'm not hearing a thing. They're silent. They're on vacation now. And I'm hearing that the Apple store got shut down, that this new virus infiltrating the world very quickly. So a lot is going on. But I think we need to look, like at XRP, we need to look at the big picture. And really, we're coming into the greatest awakening possible. We're coming into the era of Mashiach. We can clearly see the enemy. And on the Jewish calendar, I'm just going to go by the Jewish calendar. I did this last year too. I thought last year everything was going to go down. I thought the inauguration was going to go the way we wanted it to go, but it didn't. So here we are a year later, and we're coming into a new month. We're finishing Vayera, which means God appeared. God appeared above nature. And we're also going into Purim, which is a holiday that celebrates that God is in nature, that he in the Purim, in the Megillah, God's name is never mentioned. And this is a big miracle. When things seem to be happening within nature, that's a very high level of miracle. But then we're also coming into Passover in a few months, so that is above nature. That's when God came down and personally took us out. I believe everything is in place. All that has to be done is all they have to do is flick the switch. The enemy will be completely evaporated or bought out, and we will go into Nesara. The banks will collapse under their own weight, under the weight of all the dirty dealings they've been doing all this time. The credit card system, this whole credit, the printing of currency, whole rogue criminal organization that's been running the planet is about to collapse, I believe. And then as it collapses, the quantum financial system will click into place. Nesara will click into place. All debts will be forgiven. We will be given money from the government instead of them stealing it from us. And the banksters will be gone. I saw a thing on Telegram that said they've been recording what the banksters have been doing. These are real criminals, hardcore criminals. It's hard for us to imagine because we've been so conditioned to believe that a guy in a suit and a guy who went to a good college, this is a nice, upstanding citizen. But in a lot of cases, it's just the opposite. These are like hardcore criminals. You can see it in the politicians and some of the mayors, what they did this year to old folks. I mean, it's just horrendous. These are not people who place a great value on human life. Although I hear, from what I understand, and some things that I've been hearing, on like different channels, that their plan is to put us into even deeper slavery, and to make us sort of like clones, into changing our DNA so that they can do what they want with us. They can harvest our organs, this kind of thing. I don't even want to really think about it. I want to think about Torah, because the Alter Rebbe said we should live with the times. And when they asked him what he meant, he said, live with the Torah portion. So we're having a do-over. This is like Groundhog Day. We're having a complete do-over from last year. We saw what went down. Everything was hidden from us this year. But we could clearly see the enemy. There's a great war going on underground to remove these evil forces, the Kabbalah that's been running the planet. Now we see them. We know what's going on. But we're coming into a new month. On Shabbos, we will be celebrating, let's see, the new month starts on the 3rd of January. It's Rosh Chodesh Shvat. It's a new month, a very hopeful month. And then we'll be coming in to Parshas Bo, which is where Moses goes to Pharaoh and he confronts evil in its place. in the mainstream media. The mainstream media is going down the tubes. This whole evil cabal is dissolving. It's destroying itself with all the lies, all the criminality. And that Baruch Hashem, I believe we had the white hats are like busy doing their job behind the scenes. This will be revealed soon. Like they had a big reveal in Saudi Arabia, and according to Majestic 12 and some other sources that I've seen, that it'll become public soon. This is needed to really waken up all the sleepers who are still sleeping. I mean, that a lot of what I think we're seeing is just the white hats are giving the population time to wake up. So if you're still sleeping, wake up, man. There's a lot going on. We're in the first of the 7 plagues in Torah, and it says the biggest miracle that like really blew Pharaoh away was not that Moses could make plagues, but that he could remove a plague. And I believe that the plague that they created is going to be gone soon, and that's when the white hats can jump into operation. But all the mainstream media, it's going down. I believe Trump will buy it. I could see him buying Twitter. I mean, I invested a little bit into this investment company, but all these things, the New York Times is being revealed, they're being exposed on a daily basis. The Washington Post, CNN, all these forces of evil are being completely destroyed by their own weight, by themselves. So we're coming into, after this week, this is Parshas Bo, where God reveals himself by his name. Do not be freaked out, man. The banks are going to be gone soon. XRP is going to come into place, I believe, and XLM, and we won't have this kind of theft. They won't be able to steal our money. They won't be able to launder our money. They won't be able to traffic in human beings anymore, or drugs, and take our money and act like they're like big holy people or something. These are criminals. Just because they wear suits and just because they went to nice colleges does not mean they're not criminals. But anyway, so we're coming into the new month that will kick in on January 3rd. Mr. T is going to make a speech, I believe, on the 6th of January or the 7th, and that corresponds with some kind of holiday, like the same event of crossing the Delaware happened on that other calendar. I'm not familiar with Gregorian and all these other calendars. I basically go by the Jewish calendar, which goes by the moon. But we're coming into Parshas Bo, that second week, from the 2nd to the 8th of January. We're coming into Parshas Bo, where Moses goes to Pharaoh and confronts him in the sight of the evilness in Washington, D.C. itself, in the Capitol. He goes to Pharaoh and he says, "It's over, man. No more." And this is when this was during the plague of the firstborn, which was a great plague. It was considered the greatest of the plagues. Why? Because the Egyptians fought against themselves, and that's what's going to happen in the end. The bad ones are going to fight themselves. They're going to destroy themselves. We won't need to do anything because evil destroys itself in the end. So we're coming to Parshas Bo that week from the 2nd to the 8th, and then we're going into Beshelach, which means he sent. That Parsha sends. This is when the Jews leave Egypt, and I believe during that time we will be transformed by the quantum financial system, by Nesara, by fairness, by an end to the IRS, an end to this debt slavery, the beginning of the new age, the beginning of the awakening, of the era of Mashiach, of the Messiah, the beginning where humanity goes forth. Now, at the same time, I'm hearing and I'm thinking there could be some very difficult medical news. It seems to be coming out that the medical treatment is not good for people, and there could be some casualties. So that's a horrific thing. But you have to understand that some people are not ready for the transition in this state, and they will go to other realms and they will transition at their own pace in the way that feels comfortable for their soul's journey. This is about the soul. Don't forget that you are the only one in the history of creation that can be you. We're going to make this transition together. We're going to meet every day 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time to go over the Torah portion of the day. Look at what's going on. Mainstream media is dissolving, is going. The banks are going down. Everyone is going to be without. They think they're going into the big reset, but the big reset is going to be the quantum financial system, Nesara, Jasara. The banksters will all be arrested soon, I believe. I mean, that's the tape that I saw. They said, we've been tracking you for 15 years. The white hats are in control. The Space Force is recording everything. Soon, all the information we've been waiting to come out will come out at once. All the different thought streams. One involving the recounting of, I don't want to say it, but the recounting of the thing that starts with an E, and a V, that where the different states had this thing where they polled the people. I believe that will be coming out soon. I believe that the mainstream media will be going down. The medical, all this fraud will be coming to the surface, and it will be exposed, and we will have a voice again. Okay, so that's really it. So don't forget, you're the only one in the history of creation that can be you and sing your song and help others that nobody else can help. I see I'm going long. I think there's a lot of good news through this, all the smoke and mirrors. So do not lose hope. Come to our meetings. If you could, give a little money through PayPal, that would be appreciated. If not, please take care of yourself first. We all have to take care of ourselves first. This is a dark winter. We can't see what's coming, but nothing can stop what is coming. It's all according to plan. Everything is coming out exactly as it was laid out by number 17. Do not be afraid. Enjoy your family, enjoy the day, go hug a tree if you like. Just know that this is the Great Awakening. This is the coming of Mashiach. We've been waiting for many hundreds of years for this. So have the best day possible. May the force be with you, and God bless.